Welcome to Strongman Sunday, guys. The first one after World's Strongest Man. Hope you guys have had an amazing week. Got bank holiday in the UK.
Yeah, and I think we need it because I don't know about, I know a lot of our viewers in the UK were very committed to staying up last weekend.
Why do you look so blurry?
Who, me?
Yeah. I don't know if it's our camera or what, but Auntie Liz looking blurry there. Anyway, yes, you guys stayed up late. That's the UK fans stayed up late. We've just about got over the jet lag.
Yes.
It's a fun trip away, wasn't it?
It was an awesome trip away. And let's see who was in the chat. Straight away in with a big super chat. We've got Michael Scott. Thank you, Michael.
Michael Scott, my man. Good stuff this weekend.
Not from the office, unfortunately.
Not from the office, but he could be.
Thank you, coach. You set me up to win 50 to 59 over 105. World Strength Games. Also, Travis Altmaier's dad, Roger, put a clinic at 78 years of age, £200 per hand farmers, over £300 deadlift, impressive natural stone carry. He was awesome.
I saw this. Did you?
Yeah, Travis actually sent me a video.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because he was like, "Did you hear about my dad? He's so proud."
Yes, and
really,
rightly
nice.
so. He should be. And I am proud of Michael Scott as well. Yeah. Michael got into Strongman very late in life, and he is absolutely smashing it.
Very late in life.
Well. All right, I apologize then, but like over 50s, okay? Yeah. And, you know, he is absolutely smashing it, getting fitter, stronger, and congratulations on the win, buddy. You did amazing.
Well done, Michael. I would never have been so rude. Very late in life. Who else have we got in the chat? Laura there saying, as if it's been a week already since World. It feels like it's crazy that it's been a week already, but it's also crazy that it was just a week ago.
I know. When did we get home? Tuesday.
Yeah. Flew back Monday, didn't we? Yeah, I know. I miss it. Let's go back. I do. I would do it all again.
Really?
I love it.
It was stressful.
It was stressful. Probably more for you.
Very stressful.
I was having a whale of a time.
Wow, good. I loved being there, being able to coach my guys, and being able to watch in person. Actually, it was great. But I missed you, and I missed you guys.
I know. I didn't know you were going to be so absent from me.
I knew. But then Nicola stepped in, didn't she?
Nicola stepped up like the champion she was.
I'm not sure how she's gone. She was competing today.
Oh, yeah, she was. I don't know. Like, she must be tired. Yeah. She must be tired. Can you imagine having to compete this weekend? Although Evans Nana competed this weekend. Evans Nana
smashed it this weekend.
Yeah, he won Strongman Champions League Serbia.
He did indeed.
Yeah, good for him.
Really good performance.
Well done, Evans.
You know, it's never bad to do a few shows back to back when you've peaked.
No.
So, like, say you really focused on that World's Strongest Man as your peak, doing a few shows back to back off that, you're already ready.
Yeah, I guess.
So then it's just recovery the week between.
Yeah. Laura's saying it's going to feel like a long wait until the next big comp now. So it's 6 weeks.
It's only 6 weeks.
6 weeks yesterday until the Royal Albert Hall, the Giants Live Strongman Classic. And it's like, obviously there might be some changes to the lineup, but it's looking very tasty, isn't it? The lineup.
Some really good names doing
good names doing this one.
Good names that will be announced as well.
Ooh, how exciting.
I'm not sure what's happening with Evan and Luke Richardson.
It looks like Evan's going to do it.
It looks like Evan is. I think Luke
won't do it.
But yeah, from what I see on Evan's Instagram.
Yeah, he's doing it by the sounds of it. Yeah. He's looking forward to it.
So hopefully bicep tear wasn't as bad as initially thought. And he's back in 6 weeks' time.
Evan's an animal. Can't keep him away. Cousin Fred, thank you so much for gifting the membership.
Fred, my man, hope you're doing well.
Fred's
had
a fire.
Oh no,
his semi caught on fire.
Oh, Fred, gutted for you, buddy. Hope you get that all sorted.
I'm guessing it was a work. Is it a work thing? Let us know.
Let's hope so.
Catherine with the super chat. Thank you, Catherine. Auntie Liz, we need an emoji icon for Rebecca now that she is Team Liz, please. We do need an emoji for Rebecca.
She's still Team Loz. Let's not forget that.
Well, officially.
She's just on both teams.
In terms of coaching, but her heart lies in Team Liz. Very much so.
She loves us both.
Okay. We've got Kelly in the chat. You can't, well, I guess. You don't have to choose. Andrew with the super chat. Thank you, Andrew. Strongman Radio. Thank you, Liz and Nicola. Great to see Nicola trying hard in the UK under 72 strongest woman. And Evans Nana won Strongman Champions League. Oh, we beat you to the punch there. But yeah, see if you can find out how Nicola did.
Let's have a look.
Oh, it looks like it was a work thing for Fred. So that's something at least. Hopefully someone else is paying for it. Santa Monica Classic is before that. Yeah, Santa Monica Classic is in June. There's some interesting names, because isn't Konstantin Janasha doing that one?
He is.
Yeah.
His name's down for it.
Hopefully there's a stream for it. I have to look into it a bit more deeply. Jane here. How good was Paddy Haynes coming fifth at his first World's Strongest Man? Only came in as a reserve to Europe's Strongest Man. Yeah.
What a kind of, is it a month or 2 months, I guess, that it's been for Paddy?
Well, since Britain's really, it's been a roller coaster for him because he missed out on the podium there.
Do you know what it shows? Like, Paddy last year at Britain's really struggled.
Yeah.
And we've seen this with people before, but it's important that they get that experience. And I bang on about this all the time. But Paddy is a great strongman. His first Britain's Strongest Man was tough for him. It was a learning curve. He went away, took it the right way, came back, and he's an absolute beast. Happened to Tom Stoltman.
Yeah,
It's you've got to give those new guys the chance, and Paddy's shining through.
Fred with the super chat. Thank you, Fred. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Hope all is well in your world. Loz, can you bring up my and show the picture there? Bring up my and show the picture there.
Bring up your what, Fred, my man?
Your thingy that's currently on the screen with your beard. Is that it, Fred?
I wouldn't have thought that's what he...
Clarify. Oh, bring up my Instagram and show the picture there.
Which Instagram?
Fred's got to find you on Instagram now.
Let's find Fred on Instagram.
And Shane Flowers in his first final coming 7th after his disastrous first event. Yeah, that could have... I thought it was over for Shane watching him on that first event, but it was good to see him come back fighting and actually go on to have a decent competition for him. But I said to him...
Is that Fred's Instagram, or am I looking at the wrong one?
Fred Knapp. Yeah, that would be Fred.
What am I looking for,
Fred? Do you have more than one?
I can only see 3 things on...
3 pictures. I spoke to Shane. I was like, "Oh, mate, what happened?" He's like, "I don't know." I just 1 minute I was running with the search, and then I was waking up on the floor. So yeah, no injury, thankfully. It's one of those moments.
Happy birthday to Monica.
Oh, happy birthday, Monica Burr Magnuson, presumably.
Yes.
Loz, one for you. How do you feel Martins will fare at getting to the level he was at before?
It's going to be interesting. I am excited to see Martins back. We're probably going to do a video on this anyway, separately. And Martins and me will be arm wrestling each other at Strongest Man on Earth later this year, which will be good fun. But Martins was such a great athlete. Obviously, he had to come back last year for the Arnolds, didn't go to plan. I personally would like to see Martins do a slightly lower level comp as a warm-up. Firstly, to test himself and make sure he's good enough to go into those high-level comps. I know as a former winner of World's Strongest Man, he will automatically be invited. But I think for him, doing something like a Magnus Ver Magnuson Classic or a Giants Live or some kind of just tune-up comp would be beneficial. I think get that ring rust out of the way. A bit like a boxer coming back and getting some...
I'd love to see him do the Magnus Ver Classic.
I think that kind of comp suits him down to the ground.
Yeah.
He's so good at those awkward kind of stones, and, you know, his strength unknown has really prepared him well for all that kind of stuff. I think he would be amazing at a show like that, to be honest. But I think it would be good for him to do a show that's not against the absolute monsters right away, just to kind of grease the wheels, sharpen him up, and then, you know, to give him the confidence that, yes, I'm at this level and I can push on and I can be ready for a really major push, because he doesn't want to turn up and just be making up numbers.
No,
he wants to be there to challenge for titles. So I just think it would be good to see him do a warm-up competition, and I hope he does. But always excited to see Martins back. Yeah, I'm going to give him a load of shit leading up to our arm wrestling match, but I do actually love Martins. He's a great guy.
I can't imagine you giving him shit. I'll give Romark shit. I think Romark should take me on in the afterpool if there is one. What do you reckon?
I think he'd lose.
You think he'd lose? Thank you. Like a blind faith in me. Yes. How nice. Everyone would be talking about Paddy's rookie year if it wasn't for a certain South African debutant. Yeah, wow. We can talk about both of them. Breno now obviously is absolutely come out of nowhere, it seems, and wipe the floor with everyone. Lozzie, please pay attention.
I was just looking to see Fred's post, like Fred was telling me, but he's not posted.
He leaves me and I panic.
I'm here. Okay. I'm focused.
Present, yeah.
Yeah, Paddy has had an amazing year. He's, you know, I've seen Paddy for a long time. I used to coach Paddy, and I coached him to win the junior UKs a few years back.
Yeah.
So I've been good friends with Paddy for a long time, and I've seen the potential in him, and he's continued to improve. And like I said, he did that Britain's Strongest Man where it didn't go to plan. He really struggled, but he didn't let it knock him. he took it on the chin, kept competing. He's had lots of kind of competition practice at different levels. He's never been scared to get stuck in at competitions. And then he's just been on the rise, getting better all the time. And this year, it's just really shot up for him. The performance at Europe was unbelievable. Performance at World's Strongest Man, absolutely fantastic. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of him at some of the big shows.
Yeah, so he's doing the Strongman Classic in 6 weeks' time. I believe he's doing UK Strongest Man before that.
That's crazy.
That is crazy if that's true. Bence, thank you, Liz and Loz, for everything you do. The World's Strongest Man weekend was a lot of fun. It made me really want to try Strongman and compete. But then in the next breath, maybe it's too late to start. I'm 28. 28. Come on. You're just a baby. Bodybuilding in the fall of 2020.
Vince, you have so much time ahead of you, my man. I know athletes that don't start even until their 30s that can still make it to World's Strongest Man. And now we've got people starting in their 40s and 50s still winning competitions. But at 28, with some bodybuilding and powerlifting behind you, perfect start, to be honest. You've laid a foundation. I don't know what your numbers are, but you're in the gym. You're focused on, bodybuilding works on smaller muscle groups as well. You have to train so many different muscle parts. The powerlifting is going to get you strong, and now it's just learning technique and just continuing to get stronger. But at 28, you've got so much time ahead of you.
Yes. Dara was in the chat. Dara was an absolute angel last weekend, providing us with an umbrella so we didn't melt, or more, the phone and mics didn't melt. Bence, it's never too late. Your old man strength hasn't even kicked in yet. Yeah.
Toby's still not recovered from Worlds Week. He needs the bank holiday.
Yeah. I feel like when you work for yourself, though, and you have kids, bank holiday isn't necessarily something to look forward to. It's just a harder day than normal.
Indeed.
But never mind. Where are we? People saying hello to each other in the chat.
Fred said it's a picture of his truck.
Oh, that didn't... You were on the wrong account then.
I don't know what account I've got for him.
Evening, everyone from Cornwall. How much are you missing your daily Willies? That's Christy. Just to be very clear to everyone, Willies is a burger place.
I was starting to get fed up of Willies.
I got fed up quite quickly, actually, but it was just really convenient.
Yeah, there was not a huge amount to choose from to get something quickly as well.
To get something fast, yeah. Places filled up quite quickly.
I've been very much quite fast. I've had to be strict on my nutrition since we've been home, because every time I go away,
you ballooned, didn't you? To be fair,
too much.
Yeah.
And need to get back focused. So since I've been back, I've been really focused. I'm going to be focused until we go on holiday.
Yeah,
I need to be.
Yeah,
otherwise I'm going to look like a blob.
I was starting to look a little bit rotund, but everything's back in check now. A week back on the diet. It's not even really a diet, although today, I went for afternoon tea today, and I ate I ate 3 people's worth of food.
You are
I'm an animal.
Excuse me a second.
Oh. We're being cleaned. Is
that better?
I don't know, because I didn't really see what the problem was before. Oh, Christ, you're casting shadows on me. Hold on. Liz, I think you're blurry because your top matches the paint behind you. Maybe I'm just a floating head.
It's like a green screen. Can you pop that for me?
Yeah.
Just pop that.
There we go. Right, normal service. We'll resume. Is this any better? Do we look normal now?
Yeah, I think that's better.
Yeah?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe not. Anyway.
Okay.
Right, let me see if I can find this Fred picture.
Joey, thanks for Strongman Radio. It was so emotional for me, and I wasn't even there. Oh, it was quite emotional for us, actually, because Nicola's emotional anyway. Oh, well, I guess I am a little bit as well. Like, when it's people that you care about, you're just so invested. It was it's like, it's hard to watch, but you can't look away at the same time. It was fun though. We really enjoyed it. Ben, thank you for the super chat. Martins is back, not his best, but what a guy.
He is a beast.
It will be interesting to see, because obviously the last time, like when Martins came back at the end of 2021, won Rogue, won the Arnolds.
Yeah.
Then the following year he came second at Worlds, then didn't have a great time at Rogue. I think he was like 4th or 5th, which for Martins isn't a great time. For a lot of people that would be great. But then the Arnolds the following year, last year, I think he was 8th. So he's going to want to come in, well, in the top half, but really in contention to win, isn't he? Do you think organisers are going to start looking at Strongman Champions League more after Reno's win? They're all very aware of the Strongman Champions League, aren't they?
I do think we need more kind of qualifying systems. I think we've said that for a while. And I think it's great that Strongman Champions League have a much varied amount of athletes.
Yeah.
But he is a special find. There's no question about that. But I don't see anything wrong with kind of, looking at these comps and saying, that guy's doing really well. Because right now, the way it is, it's Giants Live have a contract with World's Strongest Man. They are the official qualifying tour for World's Strongest Man. You come top 3 in a Giants Live, you get invited to World's Strongest Man. The problem is that you have the same guys that are re-invited to Giants Live all the time. And, often at least 1 or 2 of those guys are going to be on the podium.
Yeah.
And we had that last year where like Trey and Mitch were on multiple podiums.
Mitch won everything that he could do.
You're not getting that much variety.
No.
So it would be good to see other routes to kind of have different athletes qualify. But when you look at what Reno has done in Champions League, and that's what we didn't pay too much attention to be fair, he's not just won the competitions, he's almost won every event. So clearly very, very good. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of him at big competitions.
El Prez Cat with a super chat. Thank you. Thor out of Strongest Man on Earth 25. Can Shaw really fill the 16? Yeah, I am
really interested to see who Shaw invites for this. 16 spots is a lot of spots, and the Shaw Classic or the Strongest Man on Earth is a brutal, brutal competition. So not everyone will want to do it because it is such a tough competition.
Yeah.
I think that's probably his biggest issue he's got right now. I think some guys will look at it and think, this is a bad comp for me. I'm better off saving my body for something else.
Do you think there are 16 guys competing right now in good shape and not injured right now that could really do every one of these events?
I don't think there's a way in hell we get 16 athletes that don't necessarily get hurt at this competition. It is, if they go in there I think one of the problems you'll get is you may get people just accept just for the payday.
Yeah.
Which I understand, but sometimes that can be an issue. Like, I'm just going to use him as an example because he's not been in great shape and I have no idea what kind of shape he's in right now. But Novikov, the last sort of year or so, has not been the Novikov we'd expect. And he's turned up to shows because he's paid to be there, or he's going to get some money no matter what. I want to see Novikov at his best. I want to see all these guys come in and fight for the title. And I think the problem is you'll have guys that go thinking, if I come 10th, I'll get a decent payday. And I think just surviving that comp is going to be an issue. I think it's a real shame that Thor's pulled out because he is a genuine
pool, isn't he?
Not just a big pool, but a genuine contender.
Yeah.
So I think you take him out, you're looking at Lucas Hatton, Mitch Hooper. Hopefully Reno's going to do this.
Yeah.
Tom. There's question marks with him at the moment. Trey is a good, Trey
Austin.
Is good. Yeah, those are the guys that
you want your big guys there, don't you? It feels like a real big man competition.
Big men that can
withstand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think we're going to get some skinny guys.
Skinny guys.
Addy, I'm talking about you.
Well, like there's going to be events that people can do, and
of course, and they'll do really well. Yeah.
That is the only concern with the Strongest Man on Earth. It's so brutal. And it's quite deep into the competition year that people are going to look at it and think, if I'm not a contender for the title, do I want to go there and risk kind of hurting myself? Or do I just go and take it easy and hope that I kind of... Because I think you're going to have 5 or 6 guys that battle for the podium.
You look blurry now. I look normal and you look blurry.
Well, there you go. It's probably, I think I told you, we're closer to the wall.
Do you think it's
that? You've kind of made us close to the wall. Come closer.
No, I don't want to get too close to the camera. No.
But the Strongest Man on Earth is such a brutal show. And I think that's the concern. I think that you'll get 16 guys. We've got hundreds of great strongmen right now. But it's hard because we are seeing injuries. We're seeing athletes that are a bit battered at this point. And there'll be more battered athletes at that point as well. There's talk that Pavlo's not going to be competing for a while because he needs surgery. There's Luke Richardson looks out for a while. I can't see Evans Singleton. I mean, I can. He'll take it to the comp. But if he's looking fragile, I think he'd probably focus on a Giants Live with a chance of winning over 5 events than a brutal show like this that could put him out for a long time.
I can't see Evan turning it down.
No, but with a bad bicep, that heavy tire.
Yeah, if he's hurt,
extremely heavy show.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Michael, Liz, Lars, what's your thoughts on some of the excuse videos athletes are making for their World's Strongest Man results? Others have no excuses in their post-comp videos. What mindset is better?
Please tell me who is making excuses.
I was going to say, I haven't
watched anyone's videos. So, Michael, I don't know what excuses people are making. I don't like excuses. I think, what will be. I've seen people saying if this or if that. No ifs and buts. As, a coach and a former athlete, I don't like making excuses. If someone wins, they deserve to win. And we can always talk about talking points, but I don't think people should be making excuses. The best man won on the day. Every comp suits different athletes. World's Strongest Man is a different type of competition, but no one can complain about those results. The winner deserves to be the winner.
Yeah.
The rule set was confirmed before the competition. We've got a video going out which will explain with a different set of rules things can be different.
Yeah, we've got a video.
But when things are set, there can't be any excuses in my book.
Matty, amazing to finally meet you both. Appreciate you taking the time for a chat in the airport and out in Sacramento. You're two of the most genuinely nice people I've come across.
Thank you, Matty. Great to meet you guys. We met them at Heathrow, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Bryce Johnson should be in Strongest Man on Earth. Perfect.
Bryce is a big tank. Bryce, he could. Yeah, that's the kind of comp that Bryce would be looking at.
Yeah. Where are we? People saying happy birthday to. Nicola came 6th in her competition.
Well done, Nicola.
Well done, Nicola. Did Loz have the fight with the razor on his head? Quite the cut. Yes, he did. Yeah.
So I banged my head in the gym a few weeks ago.
Before we went to Worlds.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of a scab on there.
Yeah.
And I was shaving my head the other day and I didn't remember that I had a scab on there and I ripped the damn thing off. And there was just blood everywhere. And then I had to get a princess plaster.
I only had children's plasters. Yeah. Because I didn't expect either of us to need them.
But yeah, I'm rocking a nice old cut on my head.
Yeah. Surely World's Strongest Man needs to sort out better catering for athletes. What with Shane getting ill from it and others saying it wasn't good, you'd think they'd have good food for the guys. Yeah, I guess this is the problem with outsourcing so many of the tasks like this. But I believe the guys, I don't believe, I know the guys were served raw chicken on the first day. Raw, you cut into it and it was proper pink inside.
We didn't eat at the catering place, did we?
No, thank God. We went to Willie's. Nothing was raw there. Dalton, Liz, I challenge you to a thumb war at Strongest Man on Earth. You are on, Dalton. I had one thumb war with Austin in Sourced, the restaurant. I didn't win, but neither did he.
Oh, was it
we
a tie?
had to call it a tie. It was starting to get
nasty.
nasty.
You both get a bit too competitive.
I think I
was
tried
that when
to
I was
bite
arm
him.
wrestling
Nick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I took on Austin. The only way I knew how.
With your thumb?
With my thumb. Oh dear.
Martinez has announced he's planning to compete again. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you go and look at his Instagram, he's got a few posts.
We will make sure that video goes up this week.
Yeah.
There's Fred.
Okay. Thank you, cousin Fred, for the super chat. Loz, it's a picture of my truck. It's also on Facebook, and I know.
Are you on his Facebook?
Am I on his Facebook? No, I'm on YouTube. Hold on.
Let's see if you can find this truck. N.A. Rushton says, I was so happy to see how well Eddie Williams did at World's Strongest Man this year. He just keeps on getting better. He does indeed. And that grip on the Hercules hold was awesome.
That was such a fun performance, wasn't it? And he went out second. So to set a time like that early on.
It was so funny. On the night of the competition, a lot of the guys got a bit hammered. And there's a lot of kind of drunken games and stuff going on. And then Eddie was at the top of the balcony, starts singing to them, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then everyone's singing back to him. I'm sure he's posted it, but
I posted it as well.
It was good fun.
Here is Fred's truck. Can you see?
A bit closer.
Can you see?
Oh, Jesus, man.
Fred's truck on fire. Deary me.
As long as you are okay, Fred, that is the most important thing. Yeah. I hope you got out of that truck.
He's out. He's talking to us. Happy birthday, Monica. How often should people be doing conditioning work, Lozzie?
Varies, depending on your goal. goals are always going to dictate how much you do of anything. So some athletes don't do much conditioning at all. Others will be doing it 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 times a week, depending on what they're doing. Conditioning varies greatly. I can't honestly just give a simple answer without knowing more about you.
Yeah. Espen Store, thank you for the comment. Not only was this the most exciting World's Strongest Man in a while, Liz and Nicola's World's Strongest Man FM was the best live experience we've ever had.
Good stuff.
Thank you. I'm glad it was well received because everything feels crap while you're doing it. And we were very much learning on the fly. But to be honest, when we got there, we didn't know what to expect in terms of what view we'd have, where we'd be, like any restrictions that would be placed on us if they were going to say, no, F off, you can't do that here. So we were trying to be really, really low key, weren't we? Like it could have been better, but you know, we learn on the job. Ryan, thank you for the super chat. How do you think Reno now will place at the Strongest Man on Earth? Does his Flintstone max lift cause any doubt on the very heavy max events at Strongest Man on Earth?
Really hard to say. I personally don't think Reno wins Strongest Man on Earth. I think it suits guys like Lucas Hatton a little bit more, where it's just super heavy. You think Lucas didn't make the final of Worlds, but he would be one of my favorites for Strongest Man on Earth. And Reno is still so new to that level. But I'd be excited to see how he does. I think top 5 is definitely, possible. And who knows? The guy when he shocked everyone winning World's Strongest Man. And one thing with Reno, he seems to be so new to it that he's improving very quickly. I was looking at some of his lifts, and his progression from 300 to 400 kilos on the deadlift was super fast. Just the guy is an amazing athlete and has great genetics, and he's still progressing quickly. So it's going to be cool to watch him over the next year or two and see where he's good, where he struggles a bit more, how he copes with that level of competition back to back as well is always interesting. But amazing performance at Worlds. I think he'll do well at whatever he puts his mind to, but I don't think just because he won Worlds, that means he's going to win everything else. There's so many great athletes right now. I'd say if you look at Worlds, the strongest man at Worlds this year was Trey Mitchell in terms of power. Yeah. But Trey has weaknesses in the athletic events and, say, grip lets him down. Strongest man on Earth tends to suit Trey much, much better. It certainly suits Lucas Hatton a lot better. Guys like Mitch are good at any type of competition. That's what made Brian so good and Zadrunas so good, that they were good at any type of show. But Reno's still so new. I just can't wait to watch him, and I think it's exciting that he's in the sport.
Personal highlight at World's Strongest Man was Big Lars shouting at Evans to go and rest. He's like an excitable puppy.
He is my excitable puppy, and I love Evans so much. It's like he's impossible not to like.
Yeah,
he competed this weekend and won in Serbia, which is so good, and he's looking really good because he was a little bit disappointed with how he did at Worlds. And honestly, the only thing I was disappointed in that he didn't sprint back between the implements on the loading.
Race, yeah.
But his deadlift was awesome, and he's made progress on his overhead. He did really well. He was in a very tough group, but you could see the progress. He'd really improved, and he's really shown that this weekend with his result in the Strongman Champions League. But Evans, if he keeps working hard, he's going to be a superstar. But yes, sometimes I'm just like, Evans, save your energy for where you need it. You don't always have to be, so lovely. But he's learning, and he's getting better all the time.
Andy, will World's Strongest Man be in Myrtle Beach next year? We believe so, yes.
As far as we know, yes.
Because there's one more year on that contract. Sacramento is done now.
Is it just one more year?
Yeah, but that's not to say they won't say, let's sign 5 more years. Like, you don't know, do you? So it doesn't mean...
I know there's talks in Africa, but whether that happens or not, we don't know.
That would be cool.
I think having Reno win might help.
Yeah, definitely. Connor, thank you for the super chat.
Very much rumor, by the way. Don't take what I'm saying as gospel. Lots of things change with Worlds very quickly.
A small token of appreciation for Strongman Radio last week. Liz, you could have relaxed while watching your first World since 2019, but you went to all that effort to bring us coverage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Connor.
I wouldn't have relaxed no matter what, so I may as well chat to you guys about it. And
thank you.
Push my nerves onto all of you. Do we know who else has dropped out of Strongest Man on Earth? Mitch seemed to imply it was more than just Thor that had dropped out.
I've heard rumors of people, but no one official yet. Thor's the only person that has officially dropped out. There are people that are saying they might not do it. Me and Mitch had a chat because genuinely it's a heavy comp. If you kind of look at Mitch a few, say 2 months ago, where we were talking about the deadlift as being a proper target, I had more concerns about him doing strongest man on earth, because I was like, if you really, really want to focus on the deadlift as a world record attempt, you need to give 100% to that. I think he's pulled back a little bit on that idea right now. And talking to him this week, he still wants to compete in everything. So he's going to be doing the Strongman Classic in 6 weeks' time. He still wants to do strongest man on earth. He still wants to do the Giants live shows. So it looks like we're going to focus on shows rather than records right now. With Mitch, that can change. If he suddenly starts feeling really good and training's going well, he may. Last year he had an attempt at the 500 and it wasn't even planned. So we never know. But with him right now, I just want him to get his head sorted, sort out his life, and then get back into will focus on goals. But he wants to do everything, keep himself busy. So he's going to be competing in all the shows.
Are you going to the Shaw Classic?
Yes, I am. I'm going to be arm wrestling Martins Lisis. I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying this yet, but Martin said it himself on his Instagram.
Well, yeah, so we were going to wait for an official announcement.
Yeah, I think Brian wants to announce it officially, but Martins. Yeah, so I'm blaming Martins if anyone has a go at me. It's Martin's fault. But yes, Martins and myself will be on the card having a fun arm wrestling match alongside. I think Eddie Hall is arm wrestling Robert Oberst, and Brian himself is arm wrestling Brandon Allen, a former powerlifting world champion. And Brandon has beaten the likes of Larry Wheels. He's really kind of getting good at arm wrestling, so that will be a great match. So some good fun arm wrestling matches to watch, as well as the Strongest Man on Earth show, which is going to be awesome in itself.
I saw some ridiculous curls from Brandon Allen the other day on
Strong dude.
Feed. Yeah. I quite agree. Thick Street Boys was another world's highlight. Yeah, for me also. I watched that way too many times. On Eddie Williams' Instagram.
Yes,
if you haven't seen it, guys, you have to go and watch it. It
Only
is
one
so good.
athlete didn't take part.
Mateusz. Good for Mateusz for being true to himself. He did a good job to get as many as he did, to be fair.
Jake C says, what's a realistic time frame for Evan to get back to 100%? Really hard to say, because I don't know the severity of his injury. If it's just some muscle fiber tears, then he can be back in about 3 weeks. If it's a tendon tear or a ligament, then that's a lot more problematic. And does he need surgery? Doesn't he need surgery? It looks like, from what he's saying on his Instagram, that it's more muscle fibers, which means he'll be able to recover pretty quickly, which is good news. So hopefully that is the case, and he is back to feeling good pretty quickly.
As someone who took a while to like Evan, I'd love to see him do well and not get injured. We were absolutely gutted for Evan, weren't Luke too?
Yeah, just, it's how hard you train to get to there. And then suddenly for that to happen, it's gutting.
Shane Flowers in the house.
Yo.
7th strongest man in the world.
How you doing, buddy?
In the chat.
Hope you have got home safely and you're all recovered, or kind of recovered.
Liz, did you hit Loz with the frying pan? No. I've never hit you with a kitchen implement, have I?
Not that I can remember.
If I hit you hard
Doesn't
enough,
mean you didn't.
Forget. No, I've never hit him with anything. What did you call a band-aid? A plaster? A plaster.
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 We say some funny words. Americans say some funny words, I guess.
Yeah. Murray here asking Shane if he was invited to Strongest Man on Earth, would he accept? And Shane said absolutely yes.
There we go.
I think he's got a good chance.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Liz, have you signed up for any comps? Would love to come and compete with you.
Oh, I'm not much competition.
You have signed up for competition.
I have. I've signed up for the same one again that I did last year. Wiltshire's, yeah. So the goal this year, like last year's goal was to not zero anything. This year's goal is just to do well on each event, to not be shit. It's basically it. Yes. Yeah. Because even though I didn't zero anything last year, I was still pretty bad.
Well, last year you'd had 8 weeks
of gym training. Yeah.
This year you'll have had a whole year.
A whole year. Yeah. So I've put in some foundations this year. So
you've actually trained.
I've actually trained. Yeah. So
you actually haven't even started your specific comp prep yet.
No. But I mean, as with all newbies, gym numbers are still going up. So that's good. Martins is doing daily uploading on Instagram. He is.
He is.
I like how he's like, yeah, I'm going to take Lars down. He needs to study you. You two are way too nice to do any decent smack talk. You're going to be rubbish. British Strong, thank you for the super chat. Ari, excuses. I don't honestly think people are using excuses as a get out. I just think they want people to know why maybe they didn't perform as well as expected. And as a fan, I do like to know. I agree with you.
Look, there's always going to be reasons that people don't do as well. I competed in a competition. Do you remember when I competed in that comp in Southampton? Glenn Ross's World Championships.
Yeah.
The night before, we'd had an argument.
Why do you always use this one as an excuse?
Because
we don't even argue that much. And he always goes back to this.
But it's interesting for people, I think. And it's important to understand that every one of these athletes is a normal person. I think sometimes as fans, we forget that. Mm-hmm. They are just people.
I can think of lots of better examples.
Think of another one.
Where you had small muscle tears.
All right, I'll give an even better one. Better one. Britain's Strongest Man. I can't remember what year it was when a month before Alexa got ill.
That was Britain's Strongest Man 2019.
So Britain's Strongest Man 2019.
Yes.
In fact, it was 3 weeks before the competition. Yes. Our daughter got severely ill, was in hospital.
She had RSV.
We were in hospital with her. I didn't eat, didn't train. It was just, my head was all over the place. I didn't say anything to anyone.
No.
I just still went and competed. But my head just wasn't in it. My prep wasn't in it. I wasn't sleeping. I was stressed. But you still just go and do it.
Yeah.
And as a professional athlete, you have to. That's what you're paid to do. You're paid to compete. But you're not always going to have perfect prep for everything. There are so many competitions I can give examples of where, and you can give examples as well, where things weren't perfect leading up to the competition.
When was it ever perfect, to be fair? There was always something.
Very rare that you're going to get an absolutely perfect leader. There'll either be a small injury or a big injury or stress from somewhere or life gets in the way. Mm-hmm. It could be anything. But that's being a professional athlete. So, yes, it can be interesting to know those things, but I don't ever think we should use them as excuses. It's happened, it's done, that guy won, great. You as the athlete that maybe didn't do as well as you want have got to prove next time that you're better than that.
Yeah.
And that's, it doesn't matter who you are. If I'm coaching you, that's kind of the way it's going to be. And it was always my kind of thought process myself. It's like, okay, that was shit for me, but I've got to, prove it next time that it wasn't. And there's been times where I had bad results and I came back the next time and absolutely destroyed someone that I was upset that I lost to.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's being an athlete. You're not always going to have the performance you want.
Matt is saying that Nick is actually a really funny guy. He kept calling me Poppet and kept speaking like he was English. Do you not encourage that terrible English accent? It's like half Australian, isn't it? It's
yeah.
Iffy. Tom looked a wee bit hammered at the after party.
Just a little bit.
He was doing the worm.
I was like, he is definitely going to wake up the next day feeling that.
Well, we saw him at breakfast.
He was good at it as well.
Yeah, and we saw him surprisingly early the next morning at breakfast, and I was like, "Oh, Tom, are you okay?" He's like, "I think I'm still drunk." He's funny drunk. He's a very fun drunk.
Tom's brilliant.
Who do you have winning Britain's Strongest Woman, Lazo?
Rebecca.
There you go.
Rebecca Roberts.
Where are we?
If it was like the Arnolds, I'd say Andrea, but Andrea has a couple of events at Britain's that she doesn't like.
Yeah,
the shield carry, loading type events.
I know.
Whereas Rebecca's better at those type of events. Andrea's I compare Andrea to Lucas. She's a frigging powerhouse. Whereas Rebecca's kind of just good at everything now.
Yeah.
Lucy is very good as well.
Of course.
But,
Lucy's been a bit quiet. She's had a lot going on, hasn't she? Yeah. Steady State, thank you for the super chat, Liz. Thank you. And sorry for giving wrong information during the final stone run in a super chat. My math was bad and my excuses. I was too excited to do proper math.
It's fine.
We were all rushing.
When you're all kind of excited, it's so easy to make mistakes.
Yeah, we were all rushing, weren't we? And a bit excited.
Liz, how did you convince Nick to do the outfit video?
He wanted to do the outfit video, right? He's acting like a victim in all of this. But I was like, oh yeah, we should do a reel. Yeah. Let's do the outfit change. Are you sure? Yeah.
How long did it take you and Emma to get him out of that?
I'm not sure what was hard. I think getting him in was harder.
Yeah.
I think he lost all of the hair down the side. We had to stretch it as wide as it would go. And I was like, right, dive in. It was an experience. Don't think he needed much convincing. Exactly. How come the stands looked half empty at World's Strongest Man?
It was
it was much better.
Especially the first 2 days.
Yes, it was fine in the final. Interestingly, on the Thursday and Friday, nearly all of the fans, like a good majority of them, were from the UK.
And we saw more people from the UK than America.
And then a lot of the American ones, I guess they had work and decided to just come for the final. They were there in their droves on the Saturday and Sunday, weren't they? Yeah. Dear me. Loz, what did you hit your head on? It was a shaving incident.
Well, I hit my head in the gym on a corner of a shelf.
Oh, yeah, you did.
But, yeah. Then I cut it, shaving. Embarrassing.
Oh. Anyone know how much Reno now is weighing at the moment?
I think it's about 140, 145 kilos. Was it about that?
About that. I'm not sure, to be honest. Where are we? The after party looked epic.
Always fun.
Eric, thank you for the super chat. Signed up for my first comp on my 46th birthday next month. Goal is to enjoy the experience. Main goal is a 460-pound bench by my 46th birthday.
Awesome, buddy. Go and smash it. It's just training and having a goal is always good. I love having a focus for my training and a reason to get me to the gym every day. Go and smash it, Eric.
World's Strongest Man should invest in some shade for the seating. I would have loved an awning, personally.
World's Strongest Man should advertise it more and get a bigger crowd.
Yeah, and especially locally.
Yeah. No one knew it was going on locally.
No. I'll be at Strongest Man on Earth again. Hopefully see you there.
You will indeed.
Oh, man, so much for a Romark. We need to speak to Romark, don't we? And
yeah, he said he wanted to come on.
Yeah, have the collab and then be mortal enemies. Oh dear. I'm late, but I'm here.
Someone said, how do you think Eddie Hall would have done at Schmo? I think it would have been a decent comp for Eddie.
Strongest man on Earth. It would have been a very good comp.
The heavier, the better for someone like Eddie.
Yeah.
But not necessarily winning it. You know, he never won the Arnolds. But certainly, you know, I think Eddie would prefer heavier events for sure.
And I think with the Arnolds, his focus was mostly centered around the deadlift there.
He always wanted to smash the deadlift,
took the full competition as seriously. It was quite funny. He ended up sat next to me on the plane.
Eddie's goal was always to win World's Strongest Man. That was always what he set out to do.
Yeah. Hip Flip and Mama Kelly, Liz and Nicola need to work together. Loved listening. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
I'm glad. I get on really well with Nicola, so it makes it easy to work with her. She's just like, I mean, if you think I'm bubbly, I sound really like flat and bored next to Nicola. She's just like energy, isn't she? Mm-hmm. Liz and anyone else sitting in the bleachers of the family friends section at World's Strongest Man this year, how was the view from that section? Do you wish you had sat in the assigned seating section? The view was perfect, to be honest. And I don't think really that there was a bad seat in the house. That was one of the benefits of it not being a big crowd. Didn't like miss out on anything. Nothing was in my way at any point. It was a great view.
Yeah, it looked like a good view.
Didn't feel like I missed out on anything, to be honest.
I obviously came and sat with you a little bit, and it was a good view.
Yeah, it was a good view.
Actually, some of the people that were kind of coaching actually sat in there when their athletes weren't competing, because it was
just a good section. Yeah. Didn't hit him hard enough. Do you think World's Strongest Man could ever be in the UK?
Yes, it could, and I think it would be great to be in the UK. There's so many fans in the UK, firstly. I think we could do World's Strongest Man like in a arena or a stadium or something like that.
But then it's not World's Strongest Man, is it? Like the view. The view.
I think things have to start changing.
I know. I am a little bit nostalgic. I like
you could do it outdoors. It's just then relying on weather.
I know, yeah, that is one issue we have.
Like a stadium could work.
Yeah. Like
the early Europe Strongest Mans.
Yeah.
But
with a retractable lid.
Well, no, just
take the lid off if it's nice weather.
I'm just saying, do it outside. But it's just getting the weather right.
Yeah. Ronan, thank you for the members comment. Can we get a talking strongman with Reno post World's Strongest Man? You absolutely have to be the one to interview him, or he's going to get complex if it's me again. It's what do I need to do, Loz?
We will definitely chat to Reno.
It was really nice hanging out with him and his new wife. They were on their honeymoon.
Such a lovely family.
Yeah, and her parents were there also. Genuinely really, really nice people. So that was cool to meet them. Dalton with a member's comment. Some foundation as Liz deadlifts 2x body weight. But
you got to remember, Liz's friends are some very strong people.
I know, like Brianna Lovelace, who deadlifts 5 times her body weight. It's very sad for me because like my closest friends are some of the strongest people in the world. So it's I don't think I'll ever feel strong. I need to go somewhere else. I need to go to a Nuffield Health or like even like a JD Sports or something.
Even the gym that we train at has a lot of strong people.
Yeah, it does. Lots of strong people. I need to go to a JD Sports or like a granny gym and like just like death stare Granddad as I lift his as I throw his body weight around.
Your overhead's starting to push some of the guys. They're kind of looking over going,
yeah, well, we'll see.
Train near her.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know. You're just being nice. Michael, thank you for the super chat. If someone pulls out Strongest Man on Earth because it's too hard, then they certainly don't belong in the conversation as one of the top strongmen right now.
No, it's a good. Look, I agree. Like if I was competing and I got an invite to the Strongest Man on Earth, I would 100% be there. 100%, because I'd want to test myself against the very best guys in the world. But I do understand some guys that are selective. There's one thing you have to respect with Mitchell Hooper is he competes in everything. He's a champion that wants to be competitive. He wants to compete in every show. He's not selective. No. Even as his coach, I'm like, do you want to think maybe about missing this one? No, he wants to do it and he wants to perform and he wants to win. So I think as a fan, it's admirable and you've got to admire it. There are other athletes that are much more selective and they have to be to look after their bodies. But damn right, if I was invited to it, I would do it. It might not be the smartest thing to do though.
Yeah.
But sometimes as a strong man, we're not smart.
No. And it also depends on, are you a strongman who's committing his life to strongman at that moment? Or is strongman almost like a side thing and you do have a lot of other stuff going on? So, everyone's in a different position.
Thor's in a weird position because he's got so much going on. He's very selective about shows that he wants to do right now. He's working on films, he's got advertisements, he's become a big superstar, whereas earlier on in his career, when he's kind of like on the web, he would have done everything.
Yeah. Oh, God, what's this? Oh, I might be in the UK on the 7th of September. We'll have to come looking over to see Auntie Liz compete. No, please don't travel. Don't travel. Oh, God. People actually did last year. It was very sweet. It was very kind. Oh. Someone keeps asking if you've ever had stem cell treatment.
I haven't. It's too expensive for me. If someone wants to give it to me for free, then great.
Buy you as a birthday present.
Yeah, I don't have the budget, I'm afraid.
Alejandro, thank you for the super chat. Enjoyed Rebecca's podcast with Elite
FTS. Yeah, she did that with Dave Tate.
Was that when we were at the Arnold's?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen it yet. We'll have to listen to it. I'm sure it's good. I know she was looking forward to doing it. Yeah. I'll stop acting like Brian is purposely trying to hurt the guys. Strongest man on earth, enough said.
It's a brutal comp. That's all we're saying, and I agree. I think
about people in the comments.
I think it's a great comp, but it is a hard comp, and people will get hurt. And that's not me shitting on Brian. I think it's a great comp, and I think it's probably going to decide who's the strongest man on the planet. But don't expect everyone to get through that without getting hurt. It's brutal.
T-Bone saying, I like smaller crowds. Athletes were very accessible between events. Met Loz, Luke, Nick, Austin, Eddie, Reno, Trey on Saturday and watched Sunday on the screen sitting beside JF Karan.
Nice.
That is the nice thing about it. The athletes are very accessible, aren't they? And because it's not an overwhelming amount of people, they're more than happy to go out and meet and do pictures and stuff like that. So it is nice in that respect. Do you know what? I would like a bigger fan fest, like a much bigger fan fest.
Was small.
Very small.
But again, if you want fan fest to be bigger, World's Strongest Man have to promote it better.
Yeah. And you need
because it wasn't cheap to have a stand there.
No.
And then there's not enough people coming to watch.
Yeah.
So you kind of need it to be like at the Arnold's or Strongest Man on Earth, where there's going to be a lot of fans there, and then it makes it worthwhile to have a stand there.
Yeah, because you'll get the sales, won't you?
Or Rogue.
How about we talk about World's Strongest Man behind the scenes? And Loz and Liz, any whispers on future? How was it, the organisation from your eyes?
Organisation this year was much better, I thought.
It's quite different to
it's
how
very
it used
different
to
to how
be,
it used to
isn't
be.
it?
There's a lot of things that have improved a lot. So firstly, like the athletes' tent and warm-up area are so much better than it used to be.
Well, they had an indoor building.
Yeah, they've got like a
fully
really nice air-conditioned sofas for the athletes. I'll bring it up again, but me and JF Karan have sat in a cow dung kind of area on like a little wooden bench before to do a deadlift at World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
So that side of things, so much better. A lot of things have improved, like organisation-wise. You have to say that. There are just still things that you kind of think, this simple stuff that could be better. And I think one of the biggest problems World's Strongest Man have is they have no one on their team, or they're certainly not listening to anyone on their team that has experience in strongman. They're a TV production company, and they don't seem to be listening to people that understand the sport, or they don't have people involved regularly that understand the sport.
And surely that's where like Colin and Darren should really shine. Like, do you know what I mean? They should be the ones being listened to.
They should be being listened to, but it doesn't look like they are. Which
there are like other big improvements, though. They're much better at sticking to a schedule these days than they used
way
to be.
Better.
Like
way
that
better.
didn't used to be a thing, but it is different because back when we used to go, you would travel to different venues for the events, and you'd usually just travel in your group, wouldn't you? But now everything's in one place. The athletes are there the whole time. It's definitely better organized now, isn't it?
Yeah. I have to give them props. The organization is way better. There's just areas that I'd like to see improve. I know there's some things that are just due to contracts, it can't improve right now, but I think World's Strongest Man needs to almost be like forced into a better place. And it's like at the moment, for me, from looking on from the outside, World's Strongest Man to IMG is a little show that they put on because they're a huge company and they'll think about it 3 months before the show and then they'll run it. You need to be pushing it from now to build it up for next year and make it a big event, because strongman's big now, not worldwide. It's not like big compared to other sports, but the sport has grown so much. If Brian Shaw and Giants Live and Rogue and the Arnolds can put on these competitions with way bigger crowds, get sponsors involved, sell tickets, then World's Strongest Man should have the platform to be able to do like double or triple the size of them.
They're the best place to do it.
They have the title. Financially, they have the money, you'd think. If they wanted
Endeavour
to,
has the money,
if they wanted to put the money into it, they could.
Yeah.
If they wanted to put the effort into promoting it, they could create the money through people buying tickets, sponsors, events. It's, you know, there's lots that could be done to make it bigger and better. And I think Worlds could be, you know, without question, the biggest show again. At the moment, some of those other shows have kind of, in my opinion, particularly for hardcore fans, taken over. It's still the biggest reach in terms of just general public.
Yeah, of course.
But now Strongman is bigger than it's ever been. There's a lot more people that follow the sport on a regular basis. And I think if you kind of target those, you could really put on a huge event.
Vince, can we talk about Trey? He was a monster. Like, oh my God, is he a 505 deadlift contender?
Yes, he is. He is a monster. When it comes to power, Trey is a beast. And I've heard from him and his coach that he's planning on coming to Strongest Man on Earth 20 pounds heavier. And he's already massive. I mean, he walks around, he's just wide like that. And he's actually got a V-taper now.
I know.
You see him on that deadlift, you can almost see his abs sticking through his top. He's solid now. He's just a massive human being. When it comes to power, Trey is a beast.
Trey is a beast. British Strong 76, thank you for the super chat. Considering the UK attendance this year at World's Strongest Man and Giants Live capacity crowds, do you think it's likely that World's Strongest Man will come to the UK? It depends. So one of the big factors has always been like the tourism board have paid or like financially supported the competition to be held in certain places. So that usually means like, you know, great deals on hotels and catering and all this kind of stuff to make it more financially viable, or literally to pay them to be there. So it depends what sort of deals they're going to be trying to cut in. Obviously, we've had this Sacramento Myrtle Beach one in play now for about 6 years. Yeah, like a monopoly on it. So it's going to depend if there's the appetite to bring it here, if like people are willing to pay to bring it here. I don't know, to be honest, because I don't think it's just selling tickets that is their biggest driver or their biggest moneymaker.
No.
Yeah. But we will see. Do you think they might bring the ticket price down next year to help fill the stands? It's not affordable for a family to go for all 4 days. No, I quite agree.
How much was it?
It's like 100. I'm not sure. Like for the cheapest tickets, I think it was about $100 a day per person for the heats and more for the final. But if you add, it's like thousands of dollars if you want to take a family there. It's expensive. Hater XXX. I won the open class for Raw Iron Strongest Man in Texas last weekend. First contest in 5 years.
Well done, buddy. Awesome stuff.
Well done. Hater XXX. Like,
you love his name, don't you?
I do, because he's really nice. And he just has such a aggressive
Smashed his
name.
comp, though, which is brilliant.
Yeah. There we go. British Strong 76. Thank you again for the super chat. Damn you, Papa Pebs. Got there before me. Before his question. Hopefully we answered it more comprehensively for you. Really felt this year's World's Strongest Man allowed a lot more action and content to be released on social media. Hopefully it's a sign when this contract ends, the promotion of World's Strongest Man will be so much better.
They seem to be a lot more relaxed about that.
They're a lot more lenient, yeah. We massively erred on the side of caution, didn't we?
Yeah. Because
we were always told, nothing. No footage. Stop. Rhiannon is an exception among exceptions. You're a beast, Liz, except I'm not a beast. Liz claims that Planet Fitness is her own domain.
What's a lunk?
Trying to trigger the lunk alarm. I'd watch that. I don't know. I've never heard of a lunk. Comp idea, Liz versus Bubba Pritchett.
Liz would get her ass kicked.
Child is much stronger than me. much, much, much stronger than me. And much larger than me also.
Bubba Pritchard's a beast.
Yeah.
There's not even.
I weigh like 132 pounds. I'm a slip of a person. A wisp. Yeah, no.
I'm not even convinced I could beat Bubba.
No. Love Liz, but Bubba would win. No shit. Oh, is this Rauno? Liz, your overhead and deadlift is much better than it was last summer. You guys need to come to Estonia again in the summer training, and if good weather, then some beach vacation.
We do.
We need to sort out dates. We have a fun idea, and it involves Mateusz also. So, yay. I will message you. I know I've been a distant Rauno. I'm sorry. But we were. But thank you. A compliment from Rauno is
that must be like the best compliment ever.
Honestly, it's nicer than a compliment from you, because you compliment me all the time. Rauno doesn't ever. Nothing nice. I need to screenshot that. Frame it. Keep it on my phone. People talking about Smo still. Actually, that's one competition that's not going to lack hype this year.
Which one? Oh, yours. Oh, yeah.
No, not mine. Strongest Man on Earth, Lozzie.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed Strongman Radio this year. I carried my phone everywhere and shouted randomly when exciting things happened. Oh, good. As did I. I pitched the idea of working.
Do you want to know something funny?
Go on.
So Odd Haugen listens to a lot of our stuff. Hey Odd, if you're listening.
Hey Odd.
And he was obviously in the Strongman area, and he had you on the phone. He was listening to you.
There was quite a few people in the crowd that were like, "We've been listening." I was like, "But you've been watching." Also, like, "Yeah, but we're listening," which I thought was quite sweet. Yeah. Jay, could Liz get to a 250 kilo deadlift? No. I'll tell you, I can answer that. No. Never. Not naturally. Not even unnaturally.
Believe me, you would. Yeah. Like,
no. I think even unnaturally, I don't think I'd get to a 200 kilo deadlift personally.
No, your frame's too small. You wouldn't be willing to put on enough weight. You wouldn't be willing to use gear. You wouldn't be willing to do a lot of things that would even get you close to that. And even if you did all of those things, you probably wouldn't do it anyway.
No,
that is such an elite level.
Yeah,
I mean, especially to do like raw without kind of a deadlift suit. There's still very few women that have done that.
Yeah,
there are women that can do it. Don't get me wrong, but they're much bigger frame, much stronger, and completely different.
Yeah, never gonna happen.
Don't take this the wrong way, but younger too. I started training at younger age.
Man. Where's that frying pan? I'm going to do the other side. Oh, dear.
Nothing's impossible to a degree, but the things you'd have to
Let's
do
be
to
realistic.
kind of, you know, like I get people that come to me and they go, I want to be a 400 kilo deadlifter. I'm like,
what's your
that's
deadlift?
fine.
200 kilos.
But then it's like excuses every week of they're not going to eat food that they should be eating. They're not going to kind of get the rest that they should be getting. You've got to be so driven to do, like someone say Rhiannon. She is laser focused to do what she's done. Yeah. What Eddie did, he was laser focused. Most people aren't. You're too busy. You've got too much going on to even get close to that kind of, you know,
I wouldn't be willing to do what it took. Yeah, no. Not at all. Craig, thank you for the super chat. Liz mentioning Rhiannon, my partner came second to a comp at Chaos in Preston today. Well done, Leanne and Philly. Watching you guys and talking to the girls at Rogue inspired her to get into strong training.
Oh, fantastic.
That's really cool.
Well done, nice Leanne and Philly.
Yes, well done. Where are we? I was shouting at Strongman Radio too. A few times I couldn't tell if they were reacting to something bad. I'm sure my neighbours heard me yelling, "What happened?" I think like for the few of the cleans on the Flintstone lift, we were like, "Oh," because it sometimes took a few moments, didn't it, between them getting it overhead, getting the feet in line, and waiting for that down signal, and like people were just on tenterhooks. Andre, thank you for the members' comment. Trey makes look wide Pablo look like narrow Pablo at the moment. Trey is massive now. Man is thick. Okay. Most expensive tickets per day was $200. Yeah.
It's a lot per day, isn't it? Jesus.
It's a lot when it's a 4-day competition. Assuming at least 2 of you want to go together in a lot of cases. It is a lot.
I think like it's fine having expensive tickets if you've got great seats and stuff like that, but then you need cheaper options as well.
The hotels in the area are very expensive as well. Most people aren't going to be within sort of daily travel distance.
That's why like things like Giants Live are good, because it's a one-day thing. You've got the various different ticket pricing.
And being in the UK, realistically, you can often travel back the same night if you need to, because we're never that far from anything, are we? Cousin Fred, thank you so much for gifting memberships again. Last, when you jumping on the East versus West stage?
I'm miles away from that. I am enjoying getting better, and I've made some good progress recently. I will say that. Proud of myself.
Good.
Enjoying training right now, in general, both in the gym and arm wrestling.
Alpres Cat, thank you for the super chats. Are the tire flip comments a generational thing?
Tire flip comments are basically because so many people have torn biceps on tire flips. I think that's kind of the main concern. But it can be done safely. And I think Brian will pick as safer tires as possible. And actually, I've said this before, heavier tires are actually better, or bigger tires are actually better than lighter, smaller tires. Because the lighter, smaller tires, people do tend to just use their arms. The bigger tires, you have to get your chest into the machine, chest into the tire, use a lot more leg power and much less arm power. So sometimes they can be much safer, but when anything's for speed like that, there is the habit of trying to rip things a bit quickly. So that's, you know, I've seen tires where nobody gets hurt, but sometimes you see 3 people tear a bicep on a tire flip.
Yeah. This is a great question from Alejandro. Well, we were discussing just the other day. Thank you for the super chat. Love Martins. Should he have to earn an invite to the Arnold's, if invited, out of respect to others who are actively competing and for his safety?
It's a great question. And I mean, World's Strongest Man have their philosophy of any competing guy will be re-invited, or any competing champion will be re-invited.
But they have a much larger pool, like 25 this year, 30 last year.
Now,
so there's
should he be able to just step in to do the Arnold's? Based off his last Arnold's performance, no, he shouldn't, because you've got to prove, in my eyes, that you're still good enough. Now, from a ticket point of view and a sales point of view, I get inviting him. And obviously, we just invited Thor back to compete at the Arnold's, was it last year? And he competed this year. Obviously, he did well. But the risk is if he kind of turns up and does badly, and then you've knocked out someone who's earned a spot there, who maybe could have done well. It's a difficult question. I personally, and I said this earlier in the stream, I would like to see Martins do I don't want to say a lesser competition, but a slightly easier competition than jumping straight away at the Arnold's or at World's Strongest Man. And if he goes there and he smashes it, top 2, whatever, top 3 even, but looks really good, looks sharp, looks like he's improving, then yeah, invite him. But if he can't do that, I don't think he should just walk into a competition. No. And
I actually agree with you. I think because it's a small lineup anyway.
Yeah.
And
yeah. 10 athletes do the Arnold, sometimes 11.
Yeah.
And
it's already so hard to get picked.
He's not competed for a while. Last time he competed was the Arnold's, and he did badly.
And it will have been a 2-year gap between.
Yeah. Now, he is a tremendous athlete at his best, but we don't know that he's at his best until he competes.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him do a show as a warm-up, like a boxer coming back, having a warm-up fight. Show us that you're good enough, and then no one can say anything. But and I love Martins, but I want to see the best guys competing. I don't want to see old guys. He's not old, but like...
You've called me old. You've called Martins old. You said someone was nearly dead. Michael Scott. End of life.
I said Martins is going to lose to a really old guy with no biceps when it comes to arm wrestling. But I just want to see the best guys. And if Martins proves he's still one of the best guys, then no problem. But I do think athletes should be made to, prove that they are that level. Because just being good in the gym doesn't mean anything.
Cybernetic Strongman, are you guys coming to Texas for OSG?
Indeed.
Yay,
we are indeed. Fun. And well done. He absolutely smashed. I don't know if you saw, smashed a 300-pound log.
Oh, awesome. Well done. Very nice.
Well done, buddy.
Wait, is this competition the day after the deadlift championships? Yes, it is.
We're going to be heading back in the morning on the Sunday.
Yeah, we're not going to drive through the night this time. Absolutely love the Strongman Radio. Thank you so much, Clint. I'm glad it was well received. I do get stressed, especially when he leaves me. Strength Sphere. Liz and Loz, what were each of your favourite moments from Worlds this year? Get one. Performance-wise, presumably.
I think Trey on the overhead and the deadlift was pretty epic. Just because it's just a beast.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Reno's first event in the final as well.
That was good.
That was fun.
I really enjoyed in the heats, the throw and the stone event.
The Titan stone. Oh, I loved the stone event. I loved the stone event.
Yeah,
that was good. Yeah. I loved it when I start repeating myself. I loved it. Clint, thank you so much for gifting memberships also. All very kind. Is a 320 kilo raw deadlift a good start?
Yes.
Lars, judging by Reno's incredible 18-inch 490 kilos, what do you think on a normal bar he can realistically pull on a good day?
Hard to say. Some people are just better from 18 inches. But I'm sure he's going to pull a decent number. I'd probably say he's around the 430 to 440 mark. That's what I would guess. And that might seem low to some people, it might seem high to other people, but until we see him pull from the floor, it's really hard to say. 18 inches, some people just pull much more comfortably than others.
My wife tried deadlifts. First time, she maxed out at 400 pounds at 140 pound body weight. That's not normal.
That's incredible. 400 pounds, 180 kilos is insane.
Yeah. That wouldn't be normal for a man the first time he's deadlifting.
No. Well, I mean,
not 140 pound man, first time ever.
That's a very light
going
man.
Out to a bar. Yeah.
Yeah, that is insane.
I've been able to deadlift 250 kilos raw for 20 years as a 105. Well, I'm not a 105. I'm a 60. All right. I don't know why I'm arguing with people. Lauren misses deadlifts.
I mean, I've been able to deadlift 250 kilos raw pretty much since I started, but I don't think you should compare yourself to me.
I absolutely would not. Christian Nielsen in the chat. Hello, listeners.
Hey, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Can you clean and jerk 250 kilos? Certainly not.
No. I can't do anything with 250. Hey, listeners. What's your least favourite body part / event to train and your favourite?
Well, anyone that knows me well knows I hate duck walking as a strongman event. That's my least favourite strongman event. In the gym, what's my least favourite body part to train?
Abs for me.
Abs. Probably say biceps because my biceps are so crap from tearing them both, but I don't hate training them.
My biceps are nearly as strong as yours, aren't they, on that row thing?
All right, let's not talk about that. Everyone's stronger than me. I'll tell you what, I train them regularly, but I hate training calves.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, I don't train them regularly.
I'm trying to rehab where I tore my Achilles. I've got so much atrophy in the calf muscle, and I'm trying my hardest to get it to grow again. It's getting stronger again, but it's like the nerve doesn't work properly, and it just doesn't fire properly. So it's a bit annoying.
And your favorite body part to train?
When I'm pain-free, legs. I've just started being able to squat again, which has been nice. I'm only squatting light, but I'm squatting with no knee wraps, no knee sleeves, and not needing a box. And it's the first time I've been able to do that in a while. So I used to love training like heavy squats.
Yeah, I think legs for me as well. I don't love any of it though. What's the least brutal? British Strong, thank you again for the super chat. Loss. Is there anything anyone can do pre-comp to avoid bicep tears? It pains me to see it so often.
A couple of things you can do. Firstly is train them. Training biceps is important, but also keeping flexibility in the biceps. So full range of motion for strength athletes. Also actually conditioning your body to the events that we do. And when I say conditioning, building up in weights. So it's actually good to say like a sandbag, start with a lighter bag and do like rows with a bag, pickups, just so your body gets used to that movement. Because what you can do is get very, very strong and then jump in with these crazy weights, pull them aggressively and end up hurting yourself. I would say always warm up your biceps before doing any type of strongman, atlas stones, sandbags, things like that. Even with like a band, get some blood into the biceps and the muscles and the tendons and joint area. Also trying to use good techniques. So when you're lifting things like stones and sandbags, make sure you're using hand strength, your back, not just trying to like use your biceps. You should be trying to squeeze with your pecs. So you're trying to almost squeeze them and row them at the same time, not just kind of yank with the arms. But you can do everything right and still hurt yourself. And that goes on any muscle part, muscle group. Strongman is dangerous. And I've seen guys that do everything they should right and still get hurt. Sometimes it's just bad luck.
Will you be going to the Magnus Magnuson Classic again this year?
We are going to the Magnus Magnuson Classic.
Back. How nice. Right, we've been on for an hour and 11 minutes. I've had a very long day.
You have indeed. So it's been a fun one talking to everyone. I hope you guys have had a great week. For those of you in the UK, for bank holiday tomorrow, have an amazing day.
But we've got a nice video coming out tomorrow looking at the changes that they made to this year's World's Strongest Man format. So what were our opinions? Do we think it worked? What could be better? And then also looking at different scoring scenarios, which we always enjoy doing, don't we?
Always good. Okay. Thank you as always, guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It does wonders for us. It helps us lots. And hopefully we'll catch you guys soon. Take it easy.
You keep smiling.